Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? I see Nikki was in here earlier and caught me again with my coffee. I just can't seem to get the timing quite right. I see Black Sheep is got stuff to do, which is always good. Hey, Grace, how you doing, Logan? Let's Tommy J. Tom, I fell asleep. I did catch part of Tom's live stream, and then I looked this morning, and it was like 4.5 hours or something like that. Unbelievable. Good morning. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Joe's here. Hi, Joe. I'll be back. You probably need to sleep. Nikki, too. What is it? I think you said down here somewhere it's 2 o'clock in the morning or something. Aaron, Nikki, I think did I catch everybody? Ralph, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Zoe, how's it going? Let's see. Brock, I know he said that he's got to go to the bank, so he won't be hanging. Gary, how you doing? Did I catch everybody? I think so. Last one. All right, I'm caught up. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let's see. Rain like hell last night, so I didn't get the truck over to the property. And then due to the wind and everything, there's a couple of trees that went down. Something, I don't know, something doesn't want me to camp, but I'll go. I'm going regardless. So we'll see. I'm going to go by and take a look. I guess they said a couple of trees came down in the wind and stuff, so I don't know if it's going to affect where I was going to park or whatever, but I'm going to go look today and find out for sure. I did get the little video. That place is unbelievable, but I never put in the videos. I had to think about it a little bit more. I just shoved that out on my phone. I hadn't done one. I don't even know where my handheld gimbal is anymore. I've got 3 of them. I know where the big one is. I don't know where the little one is. The little one's awesome for the iPhone 7, the small, not the S or whatever. It's perfect for it, and it's small. I forget what kind it is. Fiu or whatever, however you say that. Anyway, I couldn't find that. So, and I didn't take my my GoPro, but that place is so phenomenal. I need to get him some more. He's good. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got a Facebook channel, and definitely, if you're ever here in Surin, you need to check it out, because what did I say it was? 90 baht. I think I called it free. So what is that? I don't know, under $3 for that steak that I had, and it was Thai steak, but it was good. He cooks it. It's thin, but he knows that I like it on the medium rarish side, so it's medium to medium rare, and it's not bad at all. Not chewy, not nothing. I don't know where he gets it or what he does with it. He has that, and he has some Australian stuff that I have every once in a while, but that fermented or whatever pickled. My wife had told me it was fermented originally, and then she came up with this pickled. But I'm not a big fish sauce. I'm kind of like Joe. I know Joe doesn't like Joe Foreigner Joe. Gift to use a lot of fish sauce. My mother-in-law knows. My wife knows. But for some reason, that stuff is just. My wife said it's not a Nissan dish. Obviously, it's fish or whatever, salmon. But the spicy level of it is Isan, and it is so good, man. And it's like what 160. So what is that? $5 or whatever. That big piece of salmon that she got cooked, which is he does a phenomenal job. He worked at like one of the high end Hiltons or something like that for a few years, and he's quite good. Uh, his food is really good, and like I said, that whole thing was 440 with the two. I called them Coke, but two Pepsis. You look at it after the fact, right? Um, and it was so. What is that? And I'm going off of just $3 to 100 is what 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 bucks, $12, $12 for basically three meals. We kind of split the raw, except I eat probably about 90% of it. My wife eats 10%, but it's really good. I want to start going there once a week. It's good food. When you savor from the delusional side. Why? Why do you say that? I think uh, I think he's doing quite a great job, actually. It would be seven. Yeah, exactly. It's expensive, right? I mean, to go and have like that, just the steak with the three big or four big chunks of potatoes, which he cooks really well, and a little that little salad that's on there that's got like Thousand Island on it is plenty. I use that salmon dish more as a an appetizer per se. But yeah, I mean, where are you going to go? $12. I mean, you can't even go to McDonald's and get two lunches for somebody's got to cost that much, right? They don't Big Mac meals, especially here. Is it for me when I go to McDonald's every once in a while when I'm out because I'll just grab it because it's the only one that's close to here, Burger Room. Um, I want to say it costs like 300-400 baht, so three to $10 for a Big Mac meal or something. It's not cheap. To me, it's not cheap, and I'm a foreigner. Um, but that's the best thing about. Uh, yeah, I agree with Nikki. He's the best man. I'm digging Chuck, and he's doing good. I mean, I couldn't even imagine. Of course, it's almost like bringing me. His mom's only four years older than I am. Kind of weird, right? To me, it's weird anyway. I look at it and I go, God, I'm old. But to bring my mom here at 89 years old or something, or if I was 50 and to bring my mom here at 70, uh, I couldn't do it. I give the man kudos, man, ups big time. It's not an easy deal, and I think he's doing a great job. He's not forcing anything on her. He's letting her look around and see what she likes. And from what it looks like, I just watched his latest video. I watch every one of Chuck's videos, but it looks like she's going to be in Pachuap, which I think is an awesome and excellent choice. And when I meet you, I can't wait to be introduced to you. By all means, hopefully you watch this occasionally. Maybe you do with Chuck, but it would have been my choice. Like I said a long time ago, if things wouldn't have went the way they did, and by all means, I'm not, saying anything wrong with my life, but I would have probably ended up over that way. I think in somewhere around there. I just like the lower key. I mean, when you look at the stuff, when you look at, especially at Joe's videos, because he's doing a lot of them uh, right from there all the time. Chuck's doing them now because he was there. He's not there anymore. He's whatever a week behind. But it's just a nice, and that's exactly what you see in there is what I saw when I went. It was just like that. Beach is just like that, right across from Klaus's pad there. Look the same, not mass quantities. You walk up and down the beaches. You can. I didn't go out. I imagine you could go out fishing. You could do a lot of stuff that I haven't done yet. But it's the but anyway. I think that if she makes that choice, that would have been the choice I would have made. Let's see. Nikki's always wanting them to smash like. Thanks, Nick. Um, no, just don't mess with Nikki. It's yeah, no doubt. Nikki handles it. She agrees. Give a good 2 cents on it. I didn't catch all of it. What did I agree with? Uh, it's meant for Dave to comment on too funny angle. Come on. This is chill chat. Yeah, you got to watch out. Nikki'll bite your head off. And sometimes people deserve it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it was meant or whatever, Sully. But I dig Chuck and his way. And I think, like I said, man, he's way better man than me, man. I got my mom here. I love my mom to death, but to spend all that time in close quarters with my mom. Um, you have my vote on being the number one son, but I couldn't do it. I love, like I said, I love my mom to death, but to do that and walk her around, and my mom has a bunch of she's set. She's an old Italian lady. She's gonna. I know that me and her wouldn't agree on different stuff, but maybe it would. But like I said, I think she picked the place I would have picked. I think it's nice. The people are great. Klaus and everybody that's there in that around there that she will be interacting with, and I know Chuck and Paige will be out of there, in and out of there constantly. It's going to be a good place for her to start. And the best thing about being here is, 2, 3, 6 months from now, and you don't like it anymore, you move to someplace else, go to Phuket or whatever. That's the best thing about Thailand, especially if you're a single person. Even if you're a married person, I mean, you can you can move around, you can jump around. Because I know, like, even when Mitch came here originally, he didn't had no idea where he was going to end up having a little home base. And I still don't think he's considering John TM and that. I think more so now that's going to be his little home base. But in his particular, instance, you can go anywhere you want. He liked Phuket. He stayed 2 or 3 weeks over the sandbox limit when he came here. So there's always, you can always pick up and go, and that's what maybe she'll find interesting and a good way to never get bored. I mean, she could go back to Udon with I forget the name of the friend that she stayed with there, Chuck's friend. To go there and spend 3-6 months and go someplace else, and go over to Tat Panom, whatever. She's got that option. So I think it would be good for me if I was 70 years old and my son brought me to Thailand, and I knew I had sick right out of the bat. I have 5, 6 different options. I would be a happy camper. But that's just my 2 cents. Is Andy here? There he is, the world traveler. How you doing, Andy? I see all this stuff on. I know you put a lot of stuff, I think, on Instagram. Is that the name of the thing? But he also puts a bunch of stuff on Facebook. So if you're friends with Andy, or you can see his stuff on Facebook, it's awesome. He documents what he does quite well, I think, on Facebook. Hey, Nanette, how you doing? Glad you can make it. Saying hi to everybody. But the good morning. I think it's great. I think, like I said, I think he's doing an awesome job. Not that he cares what I think, but there's mine. Now I down my coffee. So still have to. We didn't make it. It's been raining quite a bit here. Trying to get over there. I'm going to get over to this is back on camping as I jump around, right? And try to get over there within the next couple of days. I'm going to get there today and see what the tree situation. If the tree situation isn't bad, that I can get in and out of there. If they've cleared whatever needed to be cleared, I'm kind of going to have to wait on them a little bit. But I'm not going to go extravagant as I was planning on the cooking. Although Gonna probably eat way better than I should eat. And I'm talking about eat badly, like potatoes and carbs and shit. Excuse me. Let's see. Everybody just saying hi. But hopefully get it done. I went out yesterday, even though the it was darker and it was getting ready to dump down. My wife took me. We took a little ride. We had the stuff to eat, and I bought a couple of things to add a filter to this to the upper, the one that we put the fish in for that we bought in Bangkok. They're doing great, by the way. They look awesome. Water's still a little low on the pH. I don't know, and they like it too. But when it gets down, creeping down, this was 5.5 again yesterday, and 5 is pretty much kills them. So, and they're up eating, jamming around. So maybe I ought to probably take my pH tester and test it and make sure that the pH that I'm reading is correct. But I bumped it up a little bit with baking soda anyway. But I added a filter to that with some a moving bed so that I could take a little bit more because I'm thinking about moving them out. I want to build up the fish again, even though the pond's not ready because I feel so horrible about. Basically, I killed them. So, I'm gonna have the kids next weekend. I think go down to the same place that we bought these, and because we went over to the koi place and they wanted a little bit too much money. They wanted 300 baht a piece for fish that weren't as good and the same size, maybe even a little bit smaller than the 14 that we bought. And we bought the 14 of them for 1,000. The guy gave us a good deal. He gave us two free. I think my wife kind of guilted him into to giving her a couple extra fish. So they're going to go down. We'll have them go down to the same fish place, and with their phone and FaceTime or whatever the hell we do, line, I imagine, and take a look and get in that same size range, maybe a little bit bigger, and get 12, 15 of them. Have the guy pack them up in oxygen and put them in a insulated box, and have the kids drop it off at either the train or the bus station. Thanks, Joe. You're the man. It'll probably go to the kids. We did get the. I think I told you guys we got the 55-inch television for the other school, the one that we bought all the uniforms with. That we went there on the day that on my wife's birthday. Anyway, her best friend is a teacher there. I think I told you guys he had mentioned he needed three 55-inch to do extra teaching with other schools in the area they're doing some kind of a teaching program. In fact, Munwa wanted to know about that too. So if you're listening to this, he might be teaching English. He emailed me too. Got an email that I'm probably going to be going over there. He's doing, and I don't exactly understand exactly what he's doing, but he's helping Thailand out somehow. Him and I guess a lady doctor surgeon that's right here in Surin are putting together some kind of a program to give. He's going to come on and explain it more to us when it gets going. That they can give like I'm guessing, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, some kind of a scholarship, put people and get kids that wouldn't necessarily get the schooling to get the schooling, and that's similar to what I guess they're doing in this school. So that they had one person donate a 55-inch, all the students, parents, and everybody put in money, and they bought the second one, and then we got a bunch of PayPal donations, and with our money we bought the another 55-inch sitting in the living room. Actually came a couple days ago, and so we're gonna one day we'll get there, and I'll just do a short again. I'm not gonna do a whole video. I'll just do a short, just so the people that do contribute to my wife to do whatever she wants to with the money, uh, she you can see that at least it's going somewhere. You wouldn't give it to me if you didn't trust me anyway, so I appreciate that. But anyway, so we'll do that soon. And then the only other thing that I think we have going on, what else? I don't know what we got next. I got to ask my wife. She's putting it all together. Hey T, how you doing? Glad you can make it. Cobus, are you still here? Or are you gone? No, you're still in Bangkok, right? You went and met Tom and actually got a hold of me, and we talked um, on the phone via line. Um, I got to talk to Cobus, so too bad I didn't get to meet you. I'm still hoping. You never know. Uh, but anyway, so that's what's going on. The giving back to Thailand side. The other kids we heard through the grapevine is they're loving their stuff they got, and I think we might do something because that costs like about. I think when I got the badminton nets and the volleyballs and the volleyball nets and the swings and all that kind of stuff, um, it wasn't that bad. I think it was 15, 20,000 baht or something on that last deal. So I think we have enough in there. I have to check to see what we have coming up and maybe do that for the other school that we're giving the TV to. Maybe some soccer balls, some volleyballs, some badminton. What I kind of liked about that badminton deal is most of the schools here have a almost like a two-story cover, over a big area on the school grounds, and I'm imagining that so that they could do calisthenics or some kind of exercise when it's pouring rain. Those movable breakdown badminton nets, there's enough room with height um, to play badminton. So maybe we give them because they were kind of excited about that. So I'll have to find out how they use it, but they can use it during the rain. So maybe we might do something um, for that school. And then I'm still working on. Tom got me the name of the orphanage. There is orphanage here. My wife's gonna find out, um, and it seems like most of the orphanages are most of the kids are handicapped in one way or another, and maybe that's why the parents have I don't know, abandon them, whatever you want to say. I guess it doesn't matter. But most of them, I guess, are, which makes it even better for me. I've got a soft spot in my heart for any kind of disability in children. I always thought I don't know how many fights I got in my life over people that had retardation of some sort, and people were teasing them, and uh, and I of course had to intervene and give my 2 cents on how I disliked that immensely, and because they're just like some of the happiest people on earth. I mean, when you meet someone that special to me, like Special Olympics, their life is good. I mean, there's nothing to feel bad about or whatever, except maybe you can help them, in their life. So I was glad to hear that they have some kind of disability too. So we'll check into the two, the father, whatever. I have them written down. We'll check into those two and see what we come up with. And again, thanks to everybody here that gives to it. It goes to a good cause. And like I said, you don't have to if you're planning on retiring here. It's always good to do where you're going to go, even if it's 5 years off, 10 years off. You're going to eventually, and you come here, you know, 3 weeks at a pop, 4 times a year to get ready for that. And again, if you can retire 1 hour earlier than you thought, by all means do it. Uh, Where's Cobus? Where's Cobus going? Hey there, everyone. Getting ready now to head out to need to do at least touristy sites. Yeah, why not? You're here. And I'm looking forward to maybe going to Malaysia. Where are you from, Cobus? I'm horrible, but I still got to do that. And I told my wife today I want her to go over I'm so paranoid about my freaking passport that I'm afraid I'm not dotting an I or checking a box. And I want her to go over everything that I've got. I'm going to redo it after today, after this, and then she's going to go over everything, make sure everything's good, and I'm going to send it out because I got to get it. If I don't, the tickets that I'm looking are really reasonable. I looked yesterday to go from the 31st of October, Halloween, to the 18th of November was $635 round trip to LAX on Philippine Air, Philippine Airlines. Um, and I kind of want to lock that in. The only thing is, if you find a good one, you get maybe a 5 hour layover each way. But if you find a decent one that's 2 or 3 hours maybe on the way there and 10, 12 hours on the way back. But I've never been to Manila anyway, so maybe it'll be something I could duck out and see. But I don't like to do that because what happens if I fall and break my leg and I can't? Anyway, my mind's weird. But anyway, so I'd like to get that. 5 years, 1 month, 27 days. But who's counting? Hey man, God bless you. What are you gonna do when you retire, Logan? You gonna come to Thailand? You gonna go someplace to live, or are you just gonna live in the States? Just curious. And again, when I ask these questions, no one has to answer. Oh, that's good. But that's not that far off, man. I don't know. The older I get, 5 years goes by like that, and then you blink a blink of an eye. It's Malaysia. Okay, yeah, and that's what There's a lot of places I want to go, and I can't go anywhere. I could make it back to the States with my page and a half, obviously, but once I got there, my wife even asked me too, and I thought in my mind, would it be easier for me to just go to the Thai embassy and the U.S. embassy there and get my passport and then take it over to the Thai embassy and have them move my retirement visa into the new deal? Would have been easier and quicker. I don't know. Might be something for me to call the U.S. embassy and the Thai embassy in L.A. and find out. Although I'd like to have it in hand before I leave, so I think I'm going to mail it off. Yeah, time flies, don't it, Ron? Yeah, man. Um, it's amazing. Let's see. Take a vacation. I think he's going home, right? When are you going? You're going back too, I think. Soon. Our plan is to slow travel around the world, looking at Thailand as a home base outside the U.S. Probably a good choice, price wise. I mean, for how the U.S. dollar gets, and I believe you're retiring from the service, so I believe you can get the same stuff that I think James and all them, as far as your for medical stuff, and I imagine it would cover the wife and kids too. And I'm only guessing. James would probably know. Sometimes he lurks, but he's kind of on vacation. But that's awesome. That's what I was going to do. Of course, didn't go exactly the way that I had originally planned, but that's what we were going to do. Just kind of look for a place and then still travel after that. But ours was always going to be. There's so many places in the United States that we hadn't seen. I'd seen more than my wife did, but we were going to get a diesel pusher and spend 6 months in the States and 6 months all over the world. Was the original plan. Especially during the, we could go back there during the summer, and get a bunch of nice weather to travel around most of the U.S. Um, yes, we just renewed our daughter's passport in Bangkok. Took 2 weeks with a letter asking us to transfer the visa. Yeah, that's what they're saying. 7 to 10 days, I think Chuck's was something like a couple of weeks. My buddy Bob got his done. I think his was a couple of weeks. So I just got to mail it off. I just got to bite the bullet. And I've said this many times. If I would have done it originally when I said it months ago, I'd already have the damn thing. But hey, Mitch, how you doing? Speaking of lurking, glad you could stop by. I know you guys are having fun there. Wish I was there. But and I think they're in Phuket now, right? I guess you went to Walking Street or something last night. So wait about 7 to 10 days and you'll see Chuck's video, and maybe Mitch will put something out before then. It's kind of weird because Joe's pretty good on the trigger. He'll do something and put it out 2 days later, and so you see Chuck is still in Pachuap Curry Con, and Joe's already been to 3 places in Phuket, and they're all together. So it's almost like time travel, right? Um, but anyway, what was it? What is that? I don't know what the hell that is. Are we being attacked? But anyway, I don't know what I was talking about. But to get back to your deal, Logan, I mean, the cost of living here, man, it would be um, an ideal place for a home base. I agree. What is that? Airplane? Ah, probably the Chinese. Is it the Chinese that are supposed to be um, doing maneuvers with Thailand? It's an awful lot. I've never heard that here as long as I've been here. Not like this. Yeah, my hey Jim, how you doing? I heard too. My wife showed me before you guys even went, Mitch, uh, a whole bunch of um, underground parking, cars, water to the roof, in the streets, water to the top of the door. And I go, where the hell is this? She said, Phuket. And I said, this was right when you guys were going there. And I said, God, everybody's headed to Phuket right now. And I said, where? She said, I don't know. My friend sent me the pictures, and you guys never mentioned any kind of flooding, so I was imagining it obviously wasn't where you guys were. But yeah, the flooding was pretty good. And then somebody said, my wife said yesterday that Rayong had got a bunch of flooding. If Tom's still here, maybe he can talk about that. What did I miss? Yes, had a good time last night. This morning. Have you slept yet or no? I know that when I saw, what video did I see last, or what? I think on the no, it was from there. I think on one of the talking deals, that you guys had a ladies' night out and guys' night out. I think. I guess we'll have to wait for the videos. James is a little bit behind too, so probably the closest one that you're going to see is Joe's. But and that's got to kind of be a little bit weird. ET said, Dave, to visit Malaysia, come over by bike travel. Visit Penang to poor Singapore up the coast road. Oh, really? That would be an awesome trip. I just got to find somebody that'll go with me. What'll probably go with me is T from Nomad. Um, he's a good guy, and I still want to do a trip with him. He's a good guy. Yeah, rain is just getting. Yeah, it seems like we definitely hit the rainy season. It has for me. I mean, like I said, if it was normal and I was probably a 35-year, 40-year-old guy, and I wouldn't even worry about it. I just go out and put something over my head and go camping and put everything up in the rain. And once I got done with it, shake all my stuff off and go camping. But I ain't that excited. I want to go, but I'm not that excited about going. It doesn't matter to me. I'm retired. If I put it off for another week, it doesn't matter to me. Although Chris and a bunch of people keep asking me when is the video coming out, so I got to get it done soon. Everybody's saying hi to Mitch and Cobus. Have a great week. Nikki's saying still awake. She's amazing. uh, Police escorts. And yeah, I think everybody should be. I mean, they're having a good time. You get the videos are going to be, or the vlogs, or whatever you want to call them. They're going to be great. Gonna have to wait a little while for James's and Chuck's, but they should be very entertaining. I had a bunch of fun when we went on that. I didn't get to go on any trips with them. I didn't have that the luxury of being able to do that. I could take off and go still and meet up for a few days, but the I'm hoping that everybody's going to do another motorcycle, scooter, whatever ride after the new year, because I know a bunch of people have a lot of stuff around Christmas and family and all that kind of stuff. So maybe the first part of next year would be awesome if we could do that again. Another 7, 9 days, whatever, would be great. We might as well, since Jake's not here giving shout outs, I don't know who's here that can post, but definitely post, or Nikki can post for herself Nikki's link. And like I said before, she need watch hours. So watch some of her cooking videos. They're very good anyway. And and subscribe if you're not subscribed to anybody that's on here that has a channel. Um, all good people. But let's see. So I didn't. Did we lose Logan, or Logan? Are you still here? But I keep on straying away from you. But I get distracted easily, don't I? I think it would be an awesome place. Like I said, because of the, and especially now, I heard. Well, I know Tom. I think it talked about it last night. I was surprised. More, the show was more of a investment type thing in metals and that kind of stuff. But which is good, which is fine. But I think they talked about the bot even getting weaker against. I don't know if it was just maybe the dollar or UK or Australia. I don't know, but somebody we had kind of, I had kind of thought that it was maybe would hit the low 40s, and it might. I don't know what's it at today. Does anybody? I'm still there. Cool. What time is it there in Korea? Um, it was 36.8 yesterday, I think, was the for US to the US dollar. But for what you could get here, I mean, you could get a place at 3, 4 bedroom, whatever you needed, and unless you wanted to live right on the water, in a place close to the water. I'm guessing 12, 14,000, 15,000 baht. So what is that? Under $500? I don't even think you could rent a 1 bedroom or a studio apartment in the United States for $500. But unless you own your house, I don't know anything about what Logan has going. But to have a place where you can go and have a place and completely furnished, ready to move in, everything there for take your family, just add water and $500. I mean, it's nothing. To me, it's nothing. To some people, it might be. That's why it went up a little bit more because I think it was point 0.8 something, 88, 86 yesterday. So maybe we'll get to 40. I brought in money, God, just the last 3 days, and I think it was at 36.6 at that time. I should be sleeping. Yeah, you should. You're amazing. Um, and I know when I took, let's see, Chris isn't here. He must be sleeping. He probably stayed up. He probably stayed up too late. But is Daniel here? I didn't see Daniel. There you are. Hey, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Um, but I mean, it's a no-brainer for me. I mean, anybody that watches this channel knows I'm a pro. Come to Thailand now. Don't wait. Person. So, and it's like I said, man. I know Joe did a video on his expenses and what it takes for him to live in Thailand. I'm thinking about doing one on what's the absolute bare minimum. Go around here and hit up some people and talk to some people about, because I don't really know. My wife knows how much she paid for electricity and for water and all that in our apartment in Bangkok, and that would probably be a pretty good deal to know what it costs. No air conditioning, 2 people, the 2 kids, and my mother-in-law would be there on the weekends. They weren't there all the time, but it's just so cheap. I mean, even Joe's thing, I think his water was, I don't even remember, $6 or something for the month, and he's got a pool. I mean, you can kind of tell, but I think that if you have Social Security and you're getting, like I said before, and I think Joe agreed with 1,500, would be maybe not his lifestyle, my lifestyle, but is livable. If you've got from the United States, if you've got the 1,600 is like the median deal for Social Security, and they're talking about raising that a couple hundred or whatever. The biggest thing with that is having the 800,000 to put into the bank, because then you don't have to worry about it meeting any kind of a minimum, whatever it is, 63 a month or 65, I can't remember. um, you wouldn't need that, and you just stick it in there. Like I said, a little bit more, 820,000, um, and just sit there, and you don't have to worry about it again. Hopefully, you're in a position when you get ready to retire that you have a little bit of savings. Like I said, I would buy, unless you're going to go to Bangkok or actually even Pattaya and Jantiem area, the uh, the stuff with the grabs and all that kind of stuff you can get around. Otherwise, if you're in a smaller Isan community or something, and you're not scared of two wheels, a little, 100 and 150 cc scooter is more than you would need. And if you bought that, your gas is nothing. I mean, maybe I will. Maybe I'll do a video on bare minimum of what I would think it would be to move here, but you kind of know what that is, 1,600. Ideally, 25 to 3,000, and that's more than Joe's in the same thing. I think Tom said he's about 100, but I bring in 100, but I put 40 away, so we live for under 60, and have everything that we could possibly want. And Joe does a lot of traveling and stuff too, but. And I imagine if you're coming here to retire, I'm imagine that you would want to travel, And like I said, the last 2 years, 3 years since all this crap started, would be the ideal place to come and actually see Thailand the way I would want to see it. Not you know crunched in with 150,000 people on a beach somewhere. But it's still good. I mean, it's still now. It's still reasonable. I mean, you can go someplace for 20, $30 a night and get breakfast. I mean, it's amazing. Unless you're not used to traveling at all. I mean, maybe it sounds expensive. I don't know. I know in the States, though, even a Motel 6 is what, $60, $80? And if you want one with breakfast, 100. It's, I don't know. You've heard me rant enough about coming to Thailand. US will be 40 before March. USD is strong. Everything else is in the toilet. Yeah, for some reason, our dollar is. That's what I kind of thought. That would, be in the low 40s, which would be phenomenal because what are we talking about? Not even 6 months ago, it was 32 or 31. Tom could probably know. But I want to say as little as 6 months ago, 8 months ago, it was 31, 32, if I remember right. And that could really, like I said, if they make any kind of changes in this 800,000, if they try to double that to, or to have it 1.2 million, and for marriage and whatever, um, you're dancing at 100, 100, 100 a month. So you're right. Me, I'd be right on the edge of what I want to bring in each month. And if that fluctuates back down to 30, all of a sudden you don't meet the 1.2. That's why I don't think they're ever going to bring the 1.2. If you're coming here and spending 80 to 100,000 baht a month, Thailand would be not so smart to want to try to raise that and have those people leave because they can't meet the income. I don't know. Wouldn't be smart as far as I am concerned. But yeah, it's usually continental. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But I haven't been there in a long time. But I want to say when I went and seen my son in one of those like Comfort Inn type deals, which actually have a fairly decent breakfast. They might have some, I don't know if they're powdered or whatever, scrambled eggs and a waffle maker, and that kind of stuff, and a fairly decent something to put in your belly before you take off. I want to say I paid like over 100, 118, 120, $120 a night. That was 4 years ago, but I imagine it's over $100 a night for that because I can remember back then that I think that the Motel 6s with nothing was 60 or 70. So I was talking about you earlier. Yeah, and that's what I'm starting to do too. I told my wife too, and buy besides the savings, we're gonna start putting some. I got stuff in the States, but not too much here. Actually, we do have a little bit here. Yeah, I was just talking about you because we got that 55-inch TV. So within the next week or so, we're probably going to go meet that gentleman, and I know you wanted to somehow get introduced to him and whatever. So I'll need to. I guess I could talk to you on through email or whatever. I'll write you back and see how what you need. I'll just tell the man basically what's going on. You explain it to me a little bit in the email because I'm a little foggy on exactly what the deal is, and then I'll ask the guy for his email and then give that to you or something like that. And then I told everybody you were going to probably come back on here when you get everything set up and rocking and rolling. So yeah, and even with mine, I mean, you're talking about right now. I have a house payment, I have a car payment, I have a payment on the Forza. I give my wife money each month. I give my mother-in-law money each month. The kids money each month. The electric bill is 7,000. That was the one thing I was going to say. It kind of went up a little bit. It was like 6,500, but I put in, or we put in, uh, air conditioning, hot water, shower, and a washing machine the last time we went to Bangkok. So the kids are like in euphoria. They're besides themselves. But the electricity and water and all that went up a thousand baht. So I pay for that. So 7,500 for that, 1,000 for my water bill, and 2,000 for my television, internet, and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know what that adds up to, but I think it's somewhere around 50,000 or something. So, like I said, I still got that. Isn't me taking anything, but it's ridiculously cheap here to live. Like I said, that's why I don't think anybody would have a real gigantic problem unless you have a drinking problem and I want to chase 20-year-olds problem. You could live on that quite nicely, actually. Not on top of the world ma and jumping up and down, going out to eat a couple times a week, being able to shop and get good food, make for yourself, that kind of stuff. Have an air conditioner, not suffer in any way, and maybe even doing a little bit of traveling as long as you were careful, because you could still find places 500 baht, and 500 baht right now is what, $12, $13. So you can find that place that I stayed at when I went and saw Tim in Udon was 500. It was a separate building. The only thing it didn't have, I always carry a coffee hot maker with me, so I had that. It didn't have that, but the room was perfectly clean. I want to say the building couldn't have been more than a year and a half old. Nice clean bathroom, shampoo and conditioner or body wash, and the bed was nice. The air conditioner worked nice. It was 500 baht. A 500 baht. The guy said he would give it to me for. So I think, I don't know. I don't have the calculations on the whatever it was, 36.8 this morning, what that would be, but I'm going to imagine $13. Somebody will pop in there. All right, Cobus, take it easy. Have fun. So, where are you going to go? And so you could, what I'm saying is, even if you're a single person and, like me, I traveled on my 150 PCX from Kamala to the 4 or 5 hour trip, 6 hour trip to about 5 hours for me. I took time, 5.5 hours to go from Kamala to Krabi twice. And then I went to Kolak, was nice. I went all over Phuket. That was nothing though, 30 minutes. And I think the hour, the most going down to Rahway, stuff like that. And, I didn't have to, if you were traveling and you just wanted to see stuff, you didn't have to stay in, I was probably paying 1,500, 1,200 for a nice place with breakfast, 3 and 4 stars back then. And you don't have to do that. And you could still travel. Like I said, even if you, let's say out of your 1,500, 1,600, you had a couple $100 for traveling each month. Well, it's not hard to be able to do that when you're only paying $15 a night for a hotel, and so you get one for $16 a night with breakfast. It's amazing here. By all means, come to Thailand. You will want to retire here. I can guarantee it. But yeah, so you could still do that. So figure it out if you would be able to go maybe on once a month for 3, 4, 5 days, and have your food and look around and you have your scooter and pay for your gas and yeah, it's a no brainer, man. To me, it's a no brainer. Everybody's saying goodbye to Covis. Hey, was your ears burning? I was just talking about you and the place that I rented and how you could live here on the cheap if you wanted to come in there. And I was just saying I'm doing a little bit of traveling, even if you only had 1,600, 1,700 a month in income. Staying in places like I stayed by you for 500 baht, $13. You could still travel once a month and have everything you needed. Like I said, you're not going to go out and hit the bars 5 nights a week and drink $50 worth of alcohol every night. It just ain't going to happen. But it all depends where your head is. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Yeah, you've been busy. I haven't seen you lately. Hope everything's going well in your life, my friend. Where's the update? I think Tim was saying too that they start working on the hey, Meow and Jim was in here earlier. I don't know who's. They got two separate ones. Hi guys. I think Tim was saying they were going to get to work on the pool, right? So I imagine something would be out probably semi soon. Ah, how you doing, Loretta? Hope you're well. I saw some of the replays. I couldn't watch the 4-hour replay of Tom's thing, but I saw that you were there. I kind of scrolled through it. Hey, Daz, how you doing? What's up? Hope you're feeling well. I know it's tough to say that, but hope you're feeling okay. I used to have to say that to my wife every day. You feeling okay today? It's like I either got 100% bitching and moaning and go, why did you ask that question? Or sometimes say, oh, okay, I'm doing all right. To all right to a person that's in pain means I can still talk and not want to shoot myself. So, like I said, if you haven't experienced any kind of long-term pain in your life to where you have to deal with it every freaking day, you don't know what I'm talking about. Back in the ER, son of a gun. Well, I hope things work out for you. I know you're in everybody's prayers on this channel, so late, but I'm here. Hey, you made it. It's only been just an hour. Time flies when you're having fun. Hey, James, how you doing? A lot of people coming in. I had changed the times originally. I had it at, I think, 9 o'clock, and I think when the time change came, people like Jake and stuff that were in Florida, it was like pushing late. Of course, for Nikki, it's always late. But I picked 8. Maybe I should pick 8:30. I don't know. I'll have to see. My poor little heart. Man, I don't know. I feel for you. Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's I mean, I lived with the woman that's on my arm for 30 years, so it was like I learned a bunch of things that I could tell by her demeanor, uh, whether I should ask that question or not. Sometimes I could get pretty close to when I asked it 85, 90% of the time I knew that I was going to get, not bad. So I knew when to ask that question. With Loretta, I don't really know because I can't get a feeling for her. I can't talk to her straight up. Hey Tim, we'll be seeing you the end of this month. Cool. When you guys are there, maybe I'll schedule another trip. Tim has promised me a pool party, so well, he hasn't really, but well, we can maneuver our way in, Meow and Jim, and say, Tim, you really need to do a barbecue and break this place in. And the perfect people to have is us three, and anybody else that wants to come, which I'm sure Tim would want anybody to come once he gets in there. Uh, I'm late because I was video chatting. Gotta do that. Can't miss that. And that's the stuff that got me through. I know that you're into your family stuff as you should be, and me too to a certain point. The What I found out and what I'm going to get back on now is me jonesing for the grandkids, my kids, my mother, family, and friends. The 3 to 4 month before when I was on the tourist visa, the 3 months, which I thought four would be okay, for me to go back to the US every 4 months for 2 to 3 weeks got me through. The FaceTime stuff would get me through that 3 or 4 months. And then when I got there for the 2 or 3 weeks, I could go spend time with everybody, and it leveled me out to where I could still be selfish and want to be doing this kind of stuff behind me, and still not completely thinking of me as a selfish pig, but it got me through, and I don't know what Daz's deal eventually is, but it, it it was all right to be until I get so old that I can't do it. Then I'll figure out what I'm going to do on that. Hello, Verna. How are you? In case you guys aren't subscribed, please subscribe. These are the gals from the Philippines singing uplifting, upbeat people that you should be watching on YouTube and having fun with. Nice to have company. Yeah, man, do wonders for people. I'll tell you what, man, that ER experience or the I should say the time that I spent in intensive care here in Thailand, I still to this day would put it up against any kind of thing. In case people are worried that, oh, it's a third world country. If I come there, what happens if something happens to me and I have to go to the hospital? I'll tell you what, man, I'd take the care I got there over anything that I've had in the United States. Don't know about the UK and don't know about Australia and any other place, but the doctors and the way that I was treated in the private hospitals here in Thailand, some of the best that I've ever been in. So it was all right. Like I said, I think I got treated better than some of the Thai people that were in there. And I'm being truthful. For some reason, they took a liking to me, and I think it's the Santa Claus appeal. They're going, we don't want to really piss off Santa Claus if we want something this year. Yeah, no worries, Loretta. Man, I used to hate going to the ER. But I tell you what, in case everybody hears the hot tip, if you go into the ER, if you've ever been to the ER in the United States, I don't know any other place except for California, 12 hours. 12 hours from the time you get there to the time you see a doctor. Okay. What I found out is what you do is you tell them no matter what you got a broken arm. I got a little bit of shortness of breath. I don't know what's going immediately into the room. They put you on stuff, make sure your heart and pump and everything are going good. And the doctor will see you within an hour and a half. So that's just a little trick of the trade that I learned from having a bad pump. As soon as I said, I'm having a little hard time breathing, boy, they jumped on it. Yeah, I did get the Santa treatment. And the same thing when I'm driving through the police checkpoints, man, especially on the scooter. I've been here 4 years now, and I've never gotten stopped on my scooter. I did get stopped on the way back from Udon, and I was in the electric hot rod, and the guy waved me over to the side, and I drove over there, and the guy kind of looked back at me and and said, well, why did they put you over here? Where are you going? I live in Surin. I'm going home. Oh, well, shook my hand and said, get out of here. So it never asked me for paperwork. And, I mean, right in the window was the paperwork on the car. I don't know what they were looking for, But that's the first time that I've been in the car with me driving. My wife a couple of times, and then, like I told you, she just got her license when I did, so I'd have to pay the 1,000 baht, the 500 baht, or she would, and fine. So we don't have to do that anymore. But I never did. I don't. And when I was in Kamala, I would go to Batong or go the other way to where the Burger King was up the road, 15 minutes. I forget the name of the town. I think it was still Kamala or that area towards the airport. And checkpoints in and out of Kamala every day back then, every day. And I always got. And I never look at them. I mean, maybe from being on a bike and being with the people that I rode with then, we didn't look at police. We didn't look at anybody. We just rode. So I mean, they pretty much had to put a cop car in front of a pack to get anybody to stop. So I just look straight ahead. Unless somebody is frantically waving me over here in Thailand, I'm not stopping. Just me. No worries about the long-term visa on 2 and 3 month trips. Yeah, and now you've got the new visas on entry are 45 days now. So yeah, I don't know what, or is it 45? Yeah, 45. They added 15 days, or did they add more? That I'm horrible on it. You might know better than me, Des. But yeah, it's easy to come here now. I don't know, but I at the end of that 3, getting right towards 4 months, and it's been over 2 years, 2.5 years now since I've been back to the States. So, but before that, at that 3 month, I was fairly calm. I got to do my FaceTime, got to do all that, and I felt content on my grandkids and seeing them and doing all that stuff. The hospital is great, not a trauma center. The Catholic hospitals suck. Yeah, I grew up I went to Catholic school when I was young. My mom's a fanatic. 7 days a week, that woman goes at 5:30 in the morning. Not so much now. She's slowed down a little bit since the virus. Dave, those people I think worry about visiting if you're not going to travel. Like some people think that Malaysia live on coconut trees. Yeah, well, like I said, my wife for years, this one, no, I don't want to go there. It's a third world country, Costa Rica. She's thinking, oh, they go to the bathroom in the streets. They got wild animals. They're not paved. You can't go. This is what she thinks, what she thought. And I finally had her talked into going to Thailand, and she gets cancer. Ain't that a bitch? But some people have a weird thought of third world countries. First off, I don't think Thailand should be considered a third world country. I don't even know if it is anymore. Is it? Probably. But from what I've seen in other countries and stuff, Thailand, there's no way in the world their infrastructure is better than some of the stuff I've seen in the United States. Now, granted, some areas are, they're out in the middle of nowhere, but so are they in the United States. But, but it took me a long time because her sister talked about India, and her husband was an Indian from India. And I guess they do go to the bathroom in the streets. Time to go, they drop trowel and go to the bathroom, I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen it. And cows walking around. So her sister kind of had her hyped up, and she figured every country except for the United States is a third world country, and she didn't want to go there. So going to 45 days in October 1st. So you're just going to be coming on arrival. Is all you need, right? It's 45 days, I think. On October 1st, cool. Definitely we'll have to meet up. I'm sure that we will. Where are you going to go? Are you going to go to John TM, or are you going to... You have a place in Pattaya, right? I think you still have the condo, if I'm not mistaken, which I could be. The brain don't work as good as it used to. But I am looking forward to going there to ET. I'm looking forward to going to a lot of places, and especially the places that are so close for me. I mean, it's damn near stone's throw to Laos and Cambodia and stuff. And I just noticed yesterday we drove up, and I was going to go. I think I said in the video, that video was only yesterday, that we were going to go to check out some koi, which he did. I didn't like the prices. I filmed a little bit. I didn't even put it in. And then we were going to go to Big C, and I was going to do the shopping for the camping trip. And it's the way it used to be. The Cambodians come over here and just um, flood Big C and Macro and buy everything that you could possibly imagine, and then drive it across the border. How they do that, I don't know. Um, Whether they get tax, I guess they don't get taxed coming in to Cambodia, but I mean, over half the driver's licenses in the parking lot used to be, and it looks like it is again, are from Cambodia. They just drive over here and do it. Yeah, I think so, Michael. How you doing? Um, I think it is. Like I said, I just had a big internet upgrade and everything here, and you get 1,000 up, 1,000 down. The definitely on their infrastructure and stuff. And every place I go, it's a pain in the ass, but they're redoing their roads. And is it a pain in the ass right now? Yeah, but it's going to be awful nice next year. And they're not real slow. Although some people might say some of the big highways going in that are, you know, it seems slow, but I don't think so. I think they're moving right along. From Mexico. How you doing, Alex? Glad to see you can make it, man. You're killing me with that. Mexican food's my weakness. So any food's my weakness. But being Italian, I do lean towards the Italian food, but my favorite's Mexican, man. Give me any kind of Mexican food and a pitcher of margaritas, and I'm in heaven. But I bounce around a while. I'm there in Thailand, but hitting up Malaysia and Indonesia also. But no such plans for anything. Cool. But you have in case I missed it, you have the place. You still have your condo, I think. Is it in Bangkok or is it in Pattaya or that area? I think it is. Oh, there it is. Jantiem. Okay. Sorry. Which is cool. I mean, that's the way to go. And there tells you something about the cost of living here, where you go back to the United States for 6, 8 months a year and still keep your condo in Thailand. Pretty awesome, I think, anyway. Let's see. The only expensive country surrounding. Yeah, I think that's what I've been told too. Is Singapore is quite expensive. I want to get a lot of places. I'd still want to go there, and will. It's just a little bit harder for me to do than, let's say, like I said in the past, Chuck and Paige or Joe and Gift or James and Fa or any couple, Mitch now and whatever. Their wives or girlfriends don't work. Mine does, and so it makes it a little bit harder to work around I think she gets 3 or 4 weeks a year. I try to finagle. Well, can't you get a little extra time with no pay? I don't care if you get paid or not. Let's go away for an extra couple of weeks. So we have to kind of be long weekends, 3, 4, and 5 days. But what's really weird with her for the government is she'll say, "Oh, I have next, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off." Well, why didn't you tell me that before? We could have scheduled a 5-day deal with Saturday and Sunday. What is it? I don't know. It's the king's uh, cousin's brother's son's birthday. Okay. So, they had a lot of days off, is what I'm saying. I'm being sarcastic. Now, 5, I had 3 types of Mexican food cone, Mexican Tex-Mex, and from Mexico. Yeah, the Tex-Mex stuff, I like the street food in Mexico is some of the best for me, with the small corn tortillas and the carne asada with the nice hot sauce. That's some of my best, the little tacos. You used to be able to get those when you used to go down to Cabo, and you could get 10 of them for $1. And now I hear they're $1 a piece. So things have changed in Mexico also. But yeah, my favorite food, no doubt. I think he said he was still in Mexico, but he might not be. Are you still in Mexico, Alex? Daz was asking if you were back in San Diego or not. Hey, Scott, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Everybody saying hi to Scott, as it should be. Keeping it simple. I'm so 75 kilos. That might be one of my legs. I got to go. I talked to my wife last night. I got to go back to the gym 5 days a week. I have to. I don't have any choice. I keep putting food in this. I used to have the cigarettes, man. And anybody that'll tell you that cigarettes don't keep you from gaining weight is full of shit. Because I smoked for 50 years or whatever. And anytime that I would go to eat something, sometimes I would just smoke a cigarette and say, okay, now I eat it. So I got to learn how to eat again, and I got to burn more calories. I'm not burning enough calories sitting on my ass here. Starting to rain here. Hope they still come to do the work today. Yeah, no shit, right? It's kind of hard. I don't know. I would have figured they would have built some kind of a tarp or lean-to over that pool so they could work on that. Just walk and stretch. Yeah, stretching is like I said, man. That range of motion just kills me. I never thought that it would be that drastic between late 50s and 65. Took a big turn, and if I was in the gym, and even just went to the gym, what I've got to get into is a routine, like when I did when I was younger, going to the gym. You get up, you do what you're going to do, you go to the gym, you come back, you have your fruits, vegetables, and go on your way. But you got to do it. I don't need to go to the gym and actually, work out. But to get into a routine, I need to go to the gym, stretch, get on the bicycle because my knees are shot, and that's pretty much the only exercise I can do with any kind of impact. No, nothing restraining the pedals. Just go onto it and go onto it for an hour and a half, then get up and then go back, and then eventually working to start putting in some light stuff, mostly on my legs. My legs have really taken a beating since it's just amazing, man. 2 years later, not moving for 3 months, the atrophy and everything and all the muscles totally amazes me. Hey T, how you doing? Mine works too. No matter of working around it. Yeah, it's just I got to do it. There's no procrastinating anymore in that. Need to get up every morning, walk, and then come back. Maybe have I know I'm not supposed to drink coffee, but got to have coffee, and then maybe go to the gym, do my hour and a half, 2 hours, and then come back and have maybe a couple of scrambled eggs, some tomatoes, and that kind of stuff. I need to get into a better eating deal. Either that or I'm going to get so big I explode. And then what good is that going to do? You guys hot down there today in San Diego. Toasty. Yeah, I saw somebody, who was it? One of my friends of mine that from when I was a kid would put on Facebook, and I want to say in the Valley, 115 outside of LA in San Fernando Valley. I heard you guys have been getting beat up on temperature. Yeah, exactly, Alex. And I did when I was younger, and it seems like what had happened when my wife passed away. I kind of just didn't give a shit, and now I've got more of a reason to hang out and want to hang out for my wife and everything else in my life now, and I need to just get back on and do it because otherwise it's not going to be good. No, I'm just saying coffee isn't supposed to be good for you, right? I mean, as far as caffeine, I love coffee. I probably drink, but I only drink these little things, this little Starbucks shot glass, maybe 3 of those a day in the morning usually. But and I put a lot of cream on it, and that's probably not good for me either. But I need to eat better foods. I eat way too many carbs. I love carbs. Give me bread and pasta and all that kind of shit. I can sit down and devour that. But I just need to get on just a better way of living. I have the stuff, the food that my mother-in-law makes me now. She cuts the salt out. My wife makes me the fish sauce back, the soy sauce. I bought this organic 50, low sodium, still loaded full of sodium. But the stuff that they make me is awesome. Now, the sticky rice they give me, I should probably cut that back. Any kind of that stuff I need to cut back because I am diabetic, so that's not good for me either. Any kind of I don't I'm not too big on the sugar stuff. That doesn't really excite me. Once in a while, once a month or something, I'll go, God, I'd like to have a chocolate bar or something. Eat a Snickers and I'm fine. Uh, if you have white beard and heavy, you're jolly. Yeah, yeah. Thank God. But yeah, I've always been a big guy anyway. And by I mean, just when I got down, for some reason I'm 5'10" now. I used to be 5'11", so I don't know what happened. But you shrink an inch or so as you get older. And I was always, I think the best I ever felt was probably right around. I got down as low as 176 when I was younger and doing a little bit of boxing. And I mean, young. I was 19, 18. And I didn't like that at all. I was trying to meet a weight division and didn't like that at all. Felt weak. But I didn't feel good right around 200 pounds. If I floated between 195 and 200, I felt really good, which I think I'm still obese according to some of the charts that they put out these days, which I think is a bunch of bullshit. I mean, if I weighed what I'm supposed to weigh on whatever that BMI is, that the index? Um, Alex will probably know. BMI index. I'm supposed to weigh like 160 pounds. That's like, oh, come on. There's no freaking way. I felt weak years ago at 176. I felt really good right at about 200 pounds. And right now I'm probably 260, 265. Um, that's a little too much. Let's see. We will go get steaks at the Farrell House when you come next time, Dave. It's really good. Okay, cool. I'm waiting for that pool, man. I wanna definitely be one of the ones that go in that. I'll buy all the steaks and barbecue items if you we round up Meow and Jim and have a little barbecue at your house. I'll buy the I'll buy the food and you can cook it. According to the BMI, I'm 20 kilos. Yeah, I mean, I think even at me at 200 pounds at 5'10", I want to say that BMI says that I'm obese. I might even say I'm extremely obese. I'm extremely obese now, definitely. That's and I'm obese, period. But that, yeah, I don't understand that BMI. I don't, I don't, I don't look at any of that they put out. This can't be right. I couldn't be 155 pounds or something. No way. Ain't happening. Take the need to out of your vocabulary. Yeah, I know, and just do. All right, Tommy's got it right. Yeah, I agree with that, Tommy. Um, but well, the food thing is, I mean, being here in Thailand, like I said, the stuff that my family makes for me, and they know that I need to, can't have a bunch of anything that's going to turn into sugar. So no white bread. No, they don't eat bread anyway. My father-in-law does with some kind of sweet milk. He only likes sweets, guys. He's this big around. He's 78 years old, 77, and that's all he eats is sweets. Occasionally some fried rice, scrambled eggs. That's it. But give him sweets, he's a happy man. Ask me what leg to cut on. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just too short. Yeah, exactly. You got that right. And when I was growing up, I mean, I was fairly, I don't know, stronger on the stronger side, I guess. Never body build or anything like that. Not like some of the pictures I've seen of Chuck and Joe. I never. My friends did 21-inch arms and shit, and shit like that. There were some big boys. 6'4", 6'3", 6'7". You know, some big boys. But I'd like to be right around 200 pounds, and I was 203 pounds when I got out. So I guess if I got sick again, went to intensive care for 3 months, I'd get back down to 200 pounds. No, I could do it. I just need to eat right and burn calories. I'm not burning any calories sitting around this house, and that's for sure. And what makes it a little bit tougher is, man, I can't stand that freaking mask. When I get out, even in the hot weather, just walking out of my house in the air conditioning out into the hot weather, it feels like I can't breathe right. And then to put a mask on that, I just don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable, like I'm not breathing right or whatever. So at the gym, I did well. I don't know how they're doing it now, but when I was there before, the 2 or 3 times um, that I went for the 2 or 3 month stretch until COVID hit the first time and COVID hit the second time and whatever. My wife said you can't go there anymore, um, and uh, and I listened to her. Thank God, or I'd probably be dead because I probably would have caught it. But uh, it was I didn't have to wear a mask when I was in there, so I felt quite comfortable working out. And I never worked out with any kind of heavy weights anyway. Mostly a lot more reps, lighter weight stuff, just to lose weight and just get a little bit more in tone. The older you get to it, it just sucks. It's like your muscle tone goes to nothing. Probably because of testosterone. My friend tells me I need to go and get testosterone shots, and then I hear from other people it's not good to get tea and stuff. So, but I'm going at 65 years old. If I start taking testosterone now, what is that going to kill me when I'm 93? I mean, so I don't let a bunch of that stuff bother me now. Let's see. What was this, James? Do you ever meet? Who is that? I don't know if I'm reading the name right. I can't even. Ammond? Ammond. I don't know, James. Might have went over my head. Reword something and maybe I'll understand. Big man. Is that who it was? The big guy? I met Dan. You would never want to be on his bad side. Yeah, a lot of people like that. And it's weird too in my life. People didn't bother me too much, and they probably didn't bother Daz too much, and it made it kind of nice. People kind of would leave me out of the mix, but the problem was that they would go and pick on some other guy that was there that was a little guy, and I had like 5 or 6 of my friends were 5'6". Some of the baddest little bastards you ever seen. Either they made mistakes by doing that, but then they ended up having to get into. And this is when I was young, 19 through 23, 24. When we started to go to parties, I don't know if people realize, but the parties that we had back in the mid 70s in the San Fernando Valley, 4, 5, 600 people. The cops wouldn't even come in. They would block off each end of the street, and when the party was done, they would just disperse, and they didn't go after a bunch of people for drunk driving and stuff. They just let them go. I don't know how many times I got pulled over, and they told me to pour out all my beers. And I think I told you guys this story before. It was like they went to school, all went to the same school. These cops, and said, "How far do you live from here?" 2 miles. Okay, drive straight home. You know, and I heard that 10 times. I was lucky. I never got a 502. My friends weren't as lucky, and I would never drive intoxicated now. Never get intoxicated. You never see me intoxicated. But in the late 70s, it seemed like all of a sudden guns and knives hit a peak. Um, in the early 70s, up to maybe 75, it was hand on hand fist stuff. And 9 times out of 10, you'd pick up the guy and have a beer with him, because it was usually over something stupid. You know, you touched my girl when you walked by or something, whatever the case may be. So you would get over it and drink a beer together. Then all of a sudden, I think the last party I went to, I caught out of the corner of my eye somebody running through a crowd, and I'm talking, you were in a home there with 500 people, so it was like person to person, and I just caught her in my eye, and I kind of stepped back, and this guy just shivved this guy next to me, and I said, you know what, these parties ain't that fun, you know, I'm gonna go. But I never had people, I don't know, people never would come up and want to, and drunk people sometimes when we would go to bars and stuff would want to come up and ask stupid questions, and they got hit quite often. But they were just stupid and drunk. A lot of them probably didn't even deserve to get hit. When I was in my 20s, I boxed, played soccer, 10K, 75 kilos, and 90 now, nearly 30 years later. You know, my brother, who's 10 years younger than me, he played soccer, and I was into photography back then. So I would go out. He asked me to come and take, or my mom did, wanted me to take pictures at the soccer game. I knew nothing about soccer. And I went out there and went, holy crap. That's all he did was run for whatever it was. Seemed like 2 hours. That's all he did was run. I go, there's no way that I could play this game. No way. I ended up doing pretty good. The people wanted me to take pictures, and they paid for action shots of their kids, and it was fun. But boy, talk about a grueling, keep you in shape, sport. I was more football was kind of grueling, but baseball was a little bit less. But it still was exercise, which I don't get at all now. Oh, he was an 81-year-old. What did I miss? I missed something on that name, right, James? Big man. And, but hey, Paul, how you doing? Good to see you. Same way up north. Lots of fighting in the early 70s. After that, people got more stupid. Yeah, what scared me the most was my son. It was really weird because, and I'm pretty open with everybody here. When I got divorced from my kid's mother, okay, she was a real piece of work, okay. She knew me from when I was younger. So as my kids grew up, she told them a bunch of shit about me that they didn't need to know, okay. And I would have never told. I'd tell them now at like 30 years old, but back then they didn't need to know it. And what scared me when I lived up in Northern California, the kid, my son went to school there, and it was really weird because he's, a couple of times he told me, "Oh, I'll get kicked out if I fight," and this and that, because I've always been, hey, somebody, you don't let anybody do anything to you. Period. I've changed since then, but he scared me because he would go down to Fresno, and they would go to the big theaters there, and he said that some of the kids would pick on him, and not pick on him, but say stuff about him, and he, I said, and I'm talking, my son at that time was probably 16, 17, going to high school, and he's now 30, so 15 years ago. I said, you don't understand. It isn't so much fist to fist and get it done, and whatever, it's over. You do it and you hurt somebody, and they run to their truck and grab a 9mm and come back and kill you, and don't think anything of it. Don't care nothing about life, and so that worried me more than anything. At least when I was growing up, I just kind of stayed away from it. Everything got phased out. It would have been nice if they would have, like you said, back in the day. A good, like I said, I don't know how it was in your deal, but 9 times out of 10, we were drinking beers together and laughing about it. So a whole different time and age now. Because I'll tell you what, the one thing that I got when I went, I was in jail for in 2000, and I was in county for 30 days or something. And this one Mexican kid was in the cell next to me. He was only 19 years old, and a good kid, seemed like a good kid. I was in a 6x9, and he was in there for murder, and I got out of that time. I said, I don't understand you guys. I can understand somebody deserves a beating. Someone deserves, I don't know if some people deserve to die or not. I'm sure they're out there. Child molesters on the top of the list, but why don't you think about it, what you're doing, not just spray a neighborhood. And he said they don't do that anymore. He blamed it on the blacks, back then. And he said, we have all talked to each other. We don't do that. I said, well, that's good, because a grandmother and a 3-year-old don't deserve to die along with this person that in your mind did. But the thing that amazed me the most was he said, I have 2 lives. On the wall he had a picture of his wife and their little baby, and the baby was had just been born. He said, "I have a life inside prison and a life outside prison." I said, "You're only 19 years old." And he was facing 25 to life. I never did check on him after that, whether he got it, but he probably went. He probably did go. But he said, "I have two lives and I don't care which one I live." I said, "So you'd rather be in jail with a whole bunch of dudes or with that beautiful woman over there on the wall?" Well, if you put it that way, he was a good kid, It was just caught up in some bad shit. And I was right borderline the whole time I was growing up. I could have went either way. I was right on the fence. And thank God I made the decisions that I made in my life. Oh, 81. Okay. uh, No, I didn't. You know, and maybe I'm not pronouncing the name right, but there was a lot of big boys, no doubt, in around that club, uh, and around motorcycles. Period. Seems like being big and ornery and wanting to. It was Tiny put it the best, man. He was a very. I really loved that man, and from SFV. If you ever get a chance, you can look up Tiny. You'll see some of the stuff they said. He was actually he passed away after I left a few years later, and he came from the Satan Slaves. Me and him kind of hit it off together, and he was very good. And he was the one that kept a lot of the clubs, the Mongols, the all the clubs. He was the ambassador. Everybody might say a lot of stuff was out of Oakland and all that kind of stuff, but he was the guy, at least in California, that kept everybody kind of at bay. And then right after I left, he was still there. In fact, when they did the big thing in Laughlin, they were all laying on the front. I thought they were all dead. I saw it on the news, and he was one of the ones laying on the ground. But it's the cops that put him on the ground, and then things went awry. But it depends on the way you want to live. Do I regret it? No, no. I had which I shouldn't have had. I had a lot of fun, but am I glad that my wife, changed me to be a better person? Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's no doubt. There's no way that I would have a YouTube. I would have met people. I would have met my wife after she passed. If she wouldn't have changed me to a certain extent, I still, people probably wouldn't talk to me. Like I said, totally different person. But I enjoy my life now, and I enjoy the people that I have put myself around, and that's why I tell people the biggest thing in your life is surrounding yourself with with good people. And I've been lucky enough to do that. So we'll see. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Uh, you're you're married for easier to copy me. 1900 baht per year paperwork again, very easy. In and out. You're talking about your retirement visa? Must be for somebody. That's how much mine was. 1900 baht. And once you get here, I don't know who you were. Yeah, young and dumb. Exactly. Uh, there was one other thing that I won't say there, but yeah. But it was fun. When I was younger, I was a loner type guy. I had my pen head and rode around. I knew a lot of the guys in the San Fernando Valley, but I just kind of kept to myself. Wasn't living the lifestyle that what I would consider the one percenter lifestyle. I wasn't living at that time. I was just wanted to experience as much life as I could possibly experience in as short a time as I could. Uh, Torn, why is that? What did I miss? I missed something. Uh, 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 uh. He was an old 81. Okay, now I. Sorry about that. So that's why I said, James. Sometimes things will they go right over my head. I don't. I don't. I don't look at things all the same way that I used to. But yeah, a lot of big boys. A lot of fun, man. There was always occasional ones, but Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. We got trapped one time on the side of a road by a guy that chased in a van by three truckloads of people and four of us, and told the guy not to stop, and he stopped, and they busted the headlights out, started to proceed to bust the windshield, and I go, I'm not getting stuck in here, so I went out and proceeded to get a 2x4 across the back of the head coming out, and then we went at it, and we held our own, four of us. With there was probably, I want to say, close to 15, 15 guys, and we lasted probably 10, 15 minutes, which seemed like about 4 hours. And a lot of the guys had billy clubs with leaded stuff and hit on the elbows and stuff like that. The only good thing that I can remember was when the gals finally came to pick us up, the treatment that we got that night and all through the night and into the next day, and taking care of us was fun and worth it. But boy, the pain and the moans and stuff. That's probably why half my bones ache. Is probably from the abuse I took when I was young. And uh, hey, Anna, how you doing? Glad you could stop by. Appreciate it. If you guys aren't subscribed, please subscribe to Ann. Um, and I think the first time that I saw you, I think I joined. I think I'm subbed to your channel, but I saw you on I think Tom's live stream last night. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But I think, like I said, the life that I'm living now in Thailand, I never thought would ever be possible. And it is for all the people that have maybe you're 50, 55 years old and you've lost a spouse that you had for 20, 30, 40 years. Um, Life doesn't end, man. And I never thought that I would fall in love with a woman. Never thought that a woman would fall in love with this. And boy, was I wrong. And I got a good life. Like I said, I'm the luckiest man in Thailand and in the world. And there will people that will debate me on that. Probably Brock and Tom and everybody else that is married to an Asian woman and having a good life. And uh, they'll fight me and say it, but I'm gonna say I'm on top. In fact, Mike's from Live My Ass Off, his Filipino wife, Gracie, is. I haven't met her yet. They just got married a year ago, maybe something like that. Anyway, he'll say he's the luckiest man in the world, but I'll stick by my guns and say I am. Some societies views I view the value of life as having little worth. Okay. I could probably sit here and think about what that means. And again, my mind is going 10 different directions all the time. You got this. Did you? Somebody told me, Paul, that you sang on one of the Filipina shows. Um, is that a true fact? Because you didn't want to sing the very first time I saw you on one of their channels through Bobby. In case anybody's wanting time to get going, all these people that I've met in the Philippines, all these ladies and fine young ladies are awesome. You guys should check out their. They get a few people there on their live streams, but they have so much fun, and they have a lot of meaning in what their little phrases and stuff on what they want to do. They're some sharp people, and I hope they do well in life. They're younger than me. I hate that about them, but they are a good bunch of people over there. I'm looking forward to actually meeting some of them when I do. I want to go with my wife, but I also want to make a trip with Chris. Um, and I'm going to say I don't remember all Nomads, not T, but Nomad Productions. I can never remember the name. I need him to change his channel so I can remember the name of his channel. I want to go with him. He's familiar with the Philippines, and hopefully we can run into some of these people there. They're good people. You made it back. Um, yeah, a song last night. Oh, really? My voice went through my last song. It was cool. I'm just tone deaf. I just can't. I can I can listen to somebody and know that they sound like shit or whatever, that they're pitchy or whatever. But I'm just horrible. You'll never hear me sing. So, happy birthday maybe once in a while if I like you. Oh, don't you need? Yeah, I do. We were talking about that earlier. I got it right here. My wife's going to help me. She's still here. I don't know if she's going to go to work today or not. She says she might go in the afternoon, but I'm having a feeling that she might hang. Hopefully she does so that she can help me. Like I said, I'm just now I've got everything together. I just want her to go over everything with me and no, you need to dot this I and no, you checked the wrong box and I don't want that thing to get out there and they're going, oh, it's going to be 6 months because you didn't check the right boxes, you moron. And that could happen to me. So I want her to check it. But yeah, it's going. Um, I've got a virtual hug, and I imagine that's for Paul. Paul's the single the the single Paul. We got two. Paul D in Australia. Hi, and then we got Aussie in Asia, who is Paul. We got a lot of Pauls. But if you guys aren't subscribed, please do subscribe to any of the ones that I point at. Most of them are going to probably and to Paul's too. Good people, good content, fun stuff. Nothing ever too heavy, drastic, you know, politics, religion. Nothing. We talk about it occasionally, but I don't like to get into it too in in depth too much because it ends up always turning bad. Everybody can be whoever they want to be. So I'm just glad I live in Thailand. Need T saying hi to everybody, which is always nice. And Paul saying back, I love this channel. I mean, everybody here, it's basically that's what I mean. I can go on in the morning and not have anything to talk about, which we've kind of went back and forth. You need a whatever. Sometimes I will come up with something and talk about it, but we always come up with something that somebody wants to talk about in there. I was kind of hoping that we got I forget the good gentleman's name that wanted to retire over here, but hopefully I'll do a later deal. He's from the UK, and he'll be able to come in and we can give him some help on what can and can't be done in Thailand. But pretty much, if you've got the the will, yeah, I think you can come over here at any age and do well. The hardest part would be work permits and working here, and probably going to have to be internet stuff. I mean, if you've got a good idea for a YouTube channel, I imagine people do it. I mean, Rob, 20 Seconds in Thailand's been here, what, 6, 7 years, all on. I think when he moved here, he had two grand or something. So it's all been from Patreon and people on YouTube giving him money to want to watch his content, and there's nothing wrong with that. People put it down, mostly the trolls. They're e-beggars or whatever the hell they call them, which they are themselves. It cracks me up. But you know, hey, more power to you. I mean, isn't that what this platform was put here for? Was um, for people to make money, and a lot of people make a lot of money at it. Uh, me, I make 12 cents. I don't make anything, but but if that's what you wanted to do, you could do that. It depends on how much money, how charismatic you are, how people take you, how many people want to follow you and give to you. It doesn't take a bunch if you've got that Patreon. I think he just said the other day in one of his videos, I still watch him, that he his YouTube pays for his rent, and Patreon and all that other stuff pays for everything else for him to stay here. So let's see. Are you a Muay Thai kickboxer? Me? No. I know somebody that could do it, probably Alex, but my daughter and husband are going to Thailand next week. Very good. Where are they going to? They coming just to visit, or are they coming to vacation? Look for a place for you to retire? You say daughter, so I'm imagining you're younger than me. But yeah, you couldn't have picked a better place to come. It's awesome to see Thailand right now, at least for me anyway. Like I said, you can go places. The hotels are cheaper. I mean, you could stay in 4 and 5 star hotels for 70, $80 a night. To where if you go any other place in the world, a 5 star Hilton stay is going to cost you what, 350 in the states. Uh, Vacation, very nice, cool. You guys will enjoy. Have you been here before, or are you just this your first time coming to Thailand? Dave, I'm not popular, but I have porn site. Crazy. Yeah, there's always crazy people. Um, okay, I think I'm caught up. But yeah, you'll have a good time. I'm imagining you're probably going to be flying into either Phuket or Bangkok. I would imagine either place is a good starting point. Let's see. I think I'm caught up on everything. Everybody saying hello. Been an hour and 45 minutes. Maybe we'll go 15 more minutes and see. I think we'll probably be at the end of another great live stream as far as I'm concerned. I had fun, but maybe I'll even end it before that. I don't know what my wife's got planned for today, but it ought to be interesting. Hopefully, it looks like it's not raining right now. I do have a couple things to finish on the koi pond, and maybe I will actually get my rear end over to get some food and get the rest of the stuff in there, and maybe tomorrow morning or maybe tonight get to camping. I still got to get over there and do it. I think I just have. I've been. They had. We've been having a bunch of rain here, which isn't a real big deal. But he had a couple. I've got to go over there after this, and they had a couple trees come down. So I don't know if they need to be moved or what to get on the property or what I need to do. So I got to go over and look at that. If they've already cleared it away, which I'm imagining they probably did, then I'll probably head over to Big C. Like I said, I wanted to go last night, but it was just packed. The Cambodians came over and they love going there and just buying. And I guess my wife says it's a lot cheaper for them to buy that and then go back to Cambodia than to buy it in Cambodia. But I got to go, and I just need a few things: steak, some mayonnaise. I got it written down. Some little items. Get that, and then maybe get over there either tonight or tomorrow morning is what I'm hoping for. But like I said, I'm not in a gigantic rush. Although I have had Chris being one of them ask me when is the video coming out, so I will have to. I do have to get going on that. And saying hi to you, Black Sheep. See everyone. Have to go and do some filming. All right, ET. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's been an hour and 15 minutes. 50 minutes. We still got 29 people here. I'll leave it up to you guys. You guys want to wrap for a little while longer? At least another 15 minutes or so. 10 minutes. Oh, next question. Lexi Boys. Again, sorry if you've already told us what's happening on the knees. I've got to. I'm think I'm going to go Friday. I should be back even if I go camping today or tomorrow. I'll be back before then and go Friday and get it started because they're going to need to do MRIs and they're going to need to schedule a bunch of things. But what pumped my curiosity up about it, somebody had mentioned, and I don't remember who it was. My mind's gone. that there are different. I think it was Tommy or no, I don't remember who it was. Whoever, if you're here, about injections and stuff of some new substances that can cushion the knees. So uh, I want to go hear what they have latest out. What's the latest and greatest, short of getting out your hacksaw and cutting my freaking leg off? And I think about things like that. It's it's weird the way this mind works. It would scare most people. Uh, but I want to check and see. Like I said, my cousin was the vice president of Johnson and Johnson's, um, joint division, and he for years he'd been retired over 5, 6 years now, maybe longer. And he used to keep me, what's the best, what's the latest and greatest, joints that they have coming out, and because he would go all over if they were came up with a new one and they were doing the operation in France, he would fly to France and watch the surgery and and make sure everything was cool and whatever. But now I don't have that option of what's the latest and greatest. So I'll need to go in and find out, you know, what what they need to do. If they need to whip out the hacksaw, they need to work out the hacksaw. And let's see, what are the best things about Thailand? I would say everything, but that would be. I want to say the best thing is retiring here, and looking at this place. Great place to visit. Stuff like this behind me, snorkeling, all the stuff you would get if you went to Hawaii or any other, place that had this kind of stuff, dinner cruises, all the usual tourist stuff. But for me, it's the cost of living and being able to come here. And like now, we were talking about it earlier, it's going to go up, we think, above 40, 40 baht to the dollar. The money you get and for what you could get, you said you have a daughter and husband, there's three of you, you could come here and rent a place for, with an ocean view, for $500 a month. On the cheap, if you wanted to be, you could do it for 250. No ocean view, maybe a two-bedroom condo somewhere. But just the cost of living, you can actually come here and live here for $1,500, $1,600 dollars a month. You have to worry about your visas and how old you are and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's a great place to experience all the stuff that you could probably experience all over the world. I know I experienced the same thing in Hawaii. You get the same thing in any place that you go like this. Philippines, Thailand, you got the islands, you've got all your water sports stuff, your banana boats, your scuba diving, your snorkeling, everything that you would do in any other place you have here. It's just more reasonable. Like I said, to come here now and to stay in a very nice hotel, maybe even on the beach or in the front. I've stayed with an ocean view for 1,000 baht a night in Pattaya, and that included breakfast. So what is that? $30 a night, including breakfast for two. So yeah, it's very reasonable to come here. I don't know where you're from, but your money will stretch a lot further no matter where you're from. More so in the United States now. Jesus, I think there's a side door next to me. Take it easy. Yep. Friday for sure. If you remember, I heard there's cheap sales on eBay for knees. No guaranteed. Yeah, I don't think they've done much advancement in that. I mean, the stuff is top notch on what they've got. It just freaks me out, man. I mean, in my mind pictures weird stuff. I could see the guy, my leg cut open with this freaking saw going at my bone. So. But I just have to get over that and get knocked out. And everybody that I talk to, Robert Mack, who usually comes in, had both, I think, his done. No, one done. I think he's going to do the other one. My uncle had both his done. They all rave about the pain being gone. I've been in pain since I was 19. I've had problems with my knees. So, gotta go. All right, yeah, tell them to get on that pool. well, you've got people coming for a barbecue very shortly. All right, Tim, thanks for stopping by. We're only going to go 5 more minutes. I'll go 2 hours today. Um, let's see. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Your mind seems perfectly normal to me. That must be an old guy thing. Yeah, I think I told you guys before. I've always had problems. You think with all the cocaine that I snorted in the 70s that these would all be wide open. When I went in because of my snoring and apnea and all that kind of stuff, when years ago, 10 years ago, more than that probably, I went in and the guy put the camera down there. He could barely get the thing through my nasal passages. Hurt like a bitch actually. And he looked at all that. He said, "Yeah, we can get in there. What we'll do is we'll open them up." And he went to tell me, "What we're going to do is we're going to cut you in here, and then we're going to peel back your face and get into your." And I'm going, "Okay, yeah." He said, "On the way out, just check with the gal. She'll make a appointment." Yeah, yeah, no problem. Right out the front door. Never stopped. Never went past go. Never collect $200. Right out the freaking door. Said, "No, I'll live with what I got. Thank you." It's weird. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to Loretta. Thanks, Dave. Fun chat. Yeah, it's always good. Hey, Grinch is here. How you doing? I hope you're doing well, my friend. Um, but yeah, that's the best things that like I said, right now, the best things about visiting here is now it's pretty much wide open. All you got to do is come in. Might have to take a test if you're not vaccinated. Uh, but just come in. You get 45 days on entry. So I don't even think you need any kind of, unless you're planning on staying more than 45 days, you just come right in, get it on entry, and be on your merry way. And stuff is so reasonable. I would say the same vacation I could have in Hawaii in 7 days, I could have 21 days of vacation here in Thailand. And that's just a guess off the top of my head. But I'd say that's probably pretty close, 3 to 1, maybe even more. Hey, Louis, how you doing? You're the best. Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you too. It's going to be fun. Like I said, I've got the room. I was going to, I got to get my airline ticket if I use my Air Asia pass, um, 14 days in advance. But for that day, I don't think I'm going to find any of my 150 baht flights there. So I'm just going to bite the bullet and pay the $30 and fly from Buriram to Bangkok and then take a bus back. Or maybe by that time, I wish that Buriram flew into Rayong or Pattaya would be nice. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. It's gonna be fun. Be a good night. I haven't been out. Well, I don't get drunk, so, but I still have a good time no matter what. All right, Ann. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And like again, if you guys aren't subscribed, please subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. It's free. Ring the bell, and you'll get all the gals from the Philippines. You'll have a lot of fun with them. All right, let's see. I got 2 more minutes, a minute and a half. But I really appreciate it. Everybody that is new, if you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. I want to meet more people, the merrier. Um, and then we're going to start having our own little hookups, probably every 4 months, and probably in Pattaya area. I think it's easier for everybody that's coming here to visit. They're going to be in Pattaya, so and if we schedule them out 4 months in advance, a lot more people to come. I think now if we had one, I bet you we'd get 20 people, which would be awesome. So the more people that I meet, the better. Uh, optimize my McAfee came up and said something went bad. But anyway, oh, there it is again. How come? All right, scan. Cancel. Scan again. Oh boy, maybe I shouldn't have put that McAfee on here. Anyway, thank you guys. But anybody that is, please subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. Ring the bell. We do these live streams every 2 days. I'm going to try to do more vlogs, camping, and just some. I don't know. It's amazing. I guess people want to see regular life stuff, so I might start doing that just to be able to put out content because some people are interested in me. Um, but you know, like I said, I really didn't think. Oh wait, I'm gonna be done in 1 minute. They have food for ready for me. There's another reason. So it's been that. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Ring the bell. We do it every 2 days. Everybody has fun. Hey Bob, glad you could make it, man. Uh, the so we'll do it again. But I want to thank everybody. I'll go over here and I'll say it again that Richard from Richard's Travel is the one that did both my intro and my outro that you're going to see now, and the intro that you saw in the beginning for nothing for me, just because he's a heads up good guy, and his mom is also. So if you're watching, thank you again, Richard, for it, and I will catch you on the next one.